Welcome to the beginning of the Wednesday night recorded podcast. We're actually the first hour will probably be the worst hour because the second hour, Jeremy from J Squared is coming on. So I feel strongly like that will definitely be the better hour because we all know that Jeremy will supply way more value than any of the three of us. Although today, Mike and I attended the Car Landscape Depot Peak 2024 conference, which if you didn't go to that and you're from the local area, you made a huge fucking mistake because it was a tremendous event put on by Tyler and his team at Car Landscape Depot. But I did bump into a couple people who said that they do periodically derive value from this podcast. I was a bit disappointed to hear that, but they did say that periodically they derive value here, guys. So I don't know what we're doing wrong, but it is what it is. But it was a great event. It was a good event, and there was a lot of good talking. I also, if you don't follow him, I challenged the Wood Bully, who is a social media personality, Gordon. I challenged him to a 3-round boxing match this summer. He is the Wood Bully, a deck builder, and I am the Paver King, and we're going to go 3 rounds. I'm just joking. He wasn't that into it. I thought he'd be like, the guy's ripped. Like, he's in good shape. He'd kick my ass. He's not as tall as me, and I got better reach, but let's face it, I can't even make it a fucking round. And we all know it. Like, you think I can go 3 minutes fighting people is exhausting. 100% this dude leaves me unconscious on the ground. I have no chance fighting the Wood Bully. So,
well, you have time to train.
So I was going to see if he wanted to fight in the parking lot today. And I was like, I should probably delay this till the summer because that'll give me a bit of time to train, even though I won't train and I won't do it. It would at least give me the impression I have time before I get my ass kicked to make myself better.
So, if you would have hit him in the parking lot, though, you would have had the element of surprise.
Well, I wanted everyone from all 150 people from the conference to form a ring and chant 2 men enter, 1 man leaves, like Mad Max. And then me and the Wood Bully go for it. So I thought that would be fun. But apparently, like, the people running Peak 2024 from Car thought that their landscape conference was not about street fighting in the parking lot, which is fair. You know, it's fair. There was no advertisement of street fighting when they started Peak 2024.
Maybe that's a 2025 thing.
They didn't have a suggestion box for 2025. If anyone is listening to this, please go to @Car Landscape Depot and just send them a DM and say, listen, for 2025, we want street fighting in the parking lot, and just let them know that was something their event was missing today. There wasn't a good old fashioned street fight. So maybe I don't know. I thought it was an element that they might want to bring, but some people think it might be unprofessional.
And a big shout out to Darian here. If you're watching this on YouTube, and PK was just drinking out of his, these beautiful, not our finest hour AI generated art tumblers.
Yeah.
Limited edition.
Limited edition. It's 3 of 3.
If you want to buy AI tumblers of that you can see on YouTube, well, my camera is funky, but if you see on YouTube, you can just contact Darian directly at Canadian Forces 1994. He is 100% officially in charge of Not Our Finest Hour tumbler swag and putting it for sale and sending it out. So if you want a Not Our Finest Hour tumbler so you can drink out of our faces, which who doesn't want that? Like, that's fucking crazy to think that someone wouldn't want that. Contact Darian. He's the man. He's on the ball. So that's what we did today, Chad. What did you do?
I made room in my shop because we have a temporary tenant. One of the local pressure washing guys called me and says, do you have any yard space, any shop space? He's like, my pressure washing truck froze and blew up, and we have to thaw the thing out. And said, yeah, how long's your truck? He goes, 35 feet. 35 foot of cube van is now sitting in my shop, just thawing out for a small fee. for the next month while we winter through the rest of this year. And
Well,
so
they're
yeah,
saying spring is supposed to be coming. So
that weather looks awesome for the next 2 weeks down here.
Does
We have
it?
one day of negative, yeah. One day
Wow.
of -10, that's Saturday, and everything else is positive. So I'll
yeah,
take it.
our weather's looking. I was talking to Jack the man. Uh, Ignore the fact that Chad doesn't have his official tumbler yet in this episode. We just haven't seen him yet, but I've got it. Darian did get him one. I just haven't. If you're watching this on YouTube, ignore the Milwaukee tumbler that Chad's drinking out of because they don't sponsor us. Whereas Darian does sell these online, so you can get as many as you want. You just got to contact Darian. So Jack was saying he thinks that we can get on our canoe museum job on March 4th, maybe. So that
Nice.
would be fucking great to get
Wow.
things rolling because the snow moving business fucking sucks this year. Just putting that out there. Like it fucking blows wad. Like
The
it,
snow plowing guys must be making a killing though.
so from the guys I've talked to, I think they're making good money on it, but they're also some of them are struggling to get paid. Because
Oh, you think they're withholding?
well, I having been in the snow business before, like a long time ago, I know when it doesn't snow, people don't need you, they're less likely to pay you. Or they just pay slow. It's not that they don't pay
Ooh.
you, but they pay slow. Yeah.
Whenever I did snow, I required all money up front.
Ooh.
Like I wouldn't even touch your like I remember we did this chiropractor or something, and it was like the third storm or someone. She's like, oh, no one's been around yet. I said, you haven't paid your bill. Like, what? Really? Like, oh, call Toronto right now in the head office. Like sent a check super fast or whatever. And okay, we're square. Happy to come now. But yeah,
That was when I used to do it. Like March was always a bitch to get paid for because they don't need you in April.
yeah.
So it was always the last month was a fucking pain in the ass to fucking get paid for. But you got to hope for one small storm at the start of March so you can smash them over the head to get your fucking your February check, and then yeah. So you rented the shop temporarily. You posted a thing about more shop space. Are you building a new shop?
No, I'm building a covered structure beside the shop to keep everything out of the sun. We're gonna do like a 60-foot covered structure or something like that.
Like a
For
carport?
like a carport, yeah, with every column's gonna have like an electrical outlet so we can plug the trucks in the winter and keep
Nice.
everything nice and toasty. And I gotta vastly increase my parking space. Just because things are, no matter how much room you have, it's not enough room. So
I was thinking about that. I wasn't at the yard today, obviously, but yesterday I was at the yard and I was like, man, I put a slip tank into my truck I'm driving now. So
ooh.
yeah, I've used up one of the many slip tanks that's kicking around our yard for no reason. If anyone else needs more slip tanks, I still have more.
I can understand how you somehow get too many slip tanks because I have an extra one at my yard now that's never been used, brand new, beautiful slip tank. It just doesn't fit in my truck.
It needs an 8-foot box.
No, the distance between, well, maybe it does. The distance between the back of the cab and the wheel wells is too small.
Yeah, it's
So
designed for
yeah,
an 8-foot box.
yeah, that might be it. But it's big, so
So
I
you
want to
need
buy
to.
a flat deck truck.
I had a slip tank like that, and it was when we first started the company, and it was the first. Like I needed a fucking slip tank, and
Yeah.
I put it lengthways in the truck.
Ooh, could have done that. Yeah.
Dead center lengthways, and then
Yeah.
I built a false floor, and I had shovels under it, and one on
Oh
the
yeah,
long
I
side.
like
And,
that
yeah.
idea because
I
it eats
kept
up my box. My whole box was just about gone.
the big tank.
Even my smaller one.
Yeah.
My other one's built differently so that it goes partly in between the wheel wells or something. But it's got a toolbox on it as well, which I really
Yeah,
like.
the one
But
that I have on the one I put in my truck has a toolbox.
yeah,
Two
handy.
of the, so one of the toolboxes rotted on the one that's in one of the trucks, so we cut it out and then we put another aluminum toolbox sitting in it. So now it's got like a slip tank, then a toolbox, then like a regular toolbox that opens.
Oh
It
yeah.
looks, and it's all black. It looks pretty cool. So, And then mine has just a toolbox and a toolbox slip tank combination that fits between the wheel wells. So it's not electrically hooked up. So
But do you hand crank it whenever you?
no, it needs Brad's got to do it.
Yeah.
He was in he was away. I think he was in Daytona or something. So
Ooh.
I felt like he wasn't coming back from the Daytona 500 to fucking wire my slip tank. Totally justified. Like, I didn't even ask him about it. I was just like, whatever, bro. You do you. You'll be better.
Yeah.
I don't have any work to go on to put fuel in the fucking tank, anyways. Like it's not like it's not like I'm showing up everywhere going, holy fuck, I wish I had some fuel right now. We're supposed to be. Sorry, go ahead.
I was coming back from where was I? I was in Toronto last week for something. I forget what I was in Toronto for, but I was nearly home. I made it 2 exits from my exit, and the low fuel light came on, but like the really low to the point where it doesn't tell you how much fuel is or how many kilometers are left. It just says low. So I'm like, ugh, maybe I should pull over. So I pulled off, took my diesel fuel tank, which is colored fuel.
Ooh.
I'm like, I wonder if I can slip a little bit of this in there real quick to make it home. So I gave it a quick squirt, came back on, said you have something like 40 kilometers to go or whatever, and made it home. And then the next day I filled back up with regular color or regular non-colored.
Non-colored.
And
now your truck, now whenever they dip your tank, will always register a small percentage of dyed fuel.
No, it's got to be washed out now.
No, it'll never. It will never wash. It won't. It won't. They'll dip 2 years from now. They'll dip your tank and be like, you have an 1/8% of dyed fuel.
I don't think so. I don't think
it's true. It gets in all the lines. It's permanent.
I don't think so.
You made a life choice, baby.
I really time to sell the thing then.
You want
to buy a nice black Larry Longhorn?
Got a Longhorn for sale, full of dyed fuel. It only happens if someone dips your. You actually have a dyed fuel tank at your yard?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't because we don't burn enough.
I love it. Oh
don't burn enough machine fuel.
That 20-ton sucks. That tank.
If we had a 20-ton, it would be. I would get. If we had a 20-ton, I'd get a dyed fuel tank. I agree.
I remember the first time I filled that shovel, I brought it close to the tank. You got to climb on top of the shovel to fill it from the top, right? Started the thing, went away. I'm like, okay, I'll let it fill for 5 minutes and come back. I came back 10 minutes later and the thing is still pumping. I'm like, oh my God, what did I do buying this thing? I'm going to go broke.
Yeah. I didn't know. It's not like filling up an 8-ton here.
Yeah. Anyway, but.
Probably
I haven't even filled the DAF yet, so
what does it probably burn like $300 for the fuel a day? So
yeah, it burns it'll tell you 21 liters an hour whenever it's going full pin. So that's what $30 an hour in fuel.
Probably, yeah.
$35 an hour.
How much is dyed fuel? I don't know. I haven't bought it in any.
I don't know. I don't look. I just pay the bill. Another part of not knowing my numbers is not knowing how much I pay for fuel.
That's a Chad.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. You need it anyway, so what are you going to do?
That's the truth. You need it no matter what you do.
Yeah. So
no matter what you do, you're going to need it.
That's it.
How's the house coming?
It's stagnant. We're waiting on the windows to come in and waiting on the electrician to run the big spool of wire through, and then they want to heat the basement, and so they can pour the basement. And I had a meeting with the bank yesterday, and because they wanted me to invest some of the sitting money in the bank account, business bank account, and they're like, "Oh, you got a lot of money sitting here. Let's talk about investing some of it." I'm like, I'm building a house and I self-finance everything for the business. They're like, oh, yeah, I might need that money just in case your builder's loan falls through, because that's hasn't been sorted out yet. So they're like, yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Come see us in a couple of years. Yeah. See you in a couple of years. So
I won't need you motherfuckers in a couple of years.
I won't. I don't need them now. Well, I guess the builder's loan, I do need them now, but that's the thing. Whenever I needed the bank, I thought I needed the bank. Early on in the business, they are not there for you. As soon as you have money, they're calling you in. They want some of that. So
That's the truth.
Yeah.
This episode's called "Fuck the Bank."
the bank.
You can put that up, Mike, but you got to star it out.
Oh
So,
yeah.
Yeah, just F star CK the bank. That's the title of this episode.
Yeah.
Fuck the bank.
Has the phone been ringing?
No.
Nobody's phone?
We got two. Jack said 2 RFQs for commercial stuff came in.
Yeah,
So,
we got some of that.
That
Mike,
was good.
anything?
Getting drainage leads. That's about it.
Drainage leads.
Have you ever even done drainage work?
Maybe a couple years ago, 3 years ago.
Is any of your drainage leads in Toronto?
No. Kitchener, Cambridge, Guelph.
I was gonna say I might pick up some drainage work in Toronto.
I think I'll follow up with these drainage leads this year. It's that year.
Drainage leads in Guelph. Sign me up, motherfucker. I'm coming, baby. I love a good Guelph drainage problem.
We got a call for a interlock job, part lift and relay, and part new. It's at a hospice, and I was sort of weary about working at a hospice because these are people's last days, and I'm not sure if I want to be around for someone's last days. Just because I feel like our crew would swear a lot and really make your last few days miserable.
What if someone?
Maybe they enjoy it.
Maybe, I suppose. Yeah.
If they're old men and they can stand and watch you work and criticize it, they fucking love the shit out of it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I would have done that better.
Or they used to work on a landscape crew who'd take them back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, take them back.
I think alternative.
Maybe
you're right. I'm always right. What the fuck are you talking about? Alternatively, too, like you could look at it like you don't want someone to trip and fall on shitty interlock in their last days and break their leg because now it's their last days and their fucking leg's broken. Whereas if you come in and clean it all up, then people will have a much smoother transition, and it might be their last days without a broken leg, which seems like a vast improvement over your last days with a broken leg.
Suppose, yeah.
So
maybe you're right.
I've noticed, now I don't know if it's a Canadian thing. I don't think we can do it in Canada, but I noticed that like everyone on Instagram is putting their stuff behind like a paid firewall. So there's stuff they put to the public, and then there's subscription stuff behind a paid firewall that you can see only if you subscribe. Like, what do you like? This is, just my opinion on it. I mean, one of the things that I think was the building foundation of the Hardscape community on Instagram was the fact that everyone was sharing information with everybody. And now I feel like it's sort of becoming more of a, I'll share information, but only if I'm paid, which is fair. I'm not being critical of that. I understand that people want to get paid for their experience and paid for their time. I'm just saying, how do you guys think that's going to change the community? Because the community isn't really the community anymore. It's a community of people behind this paid firewall. It's a community of people behind that paid firewall. And anyone who's put up a paid firewall, in general, I've watched it. Their content drops significantly because now they're trying to feed the subscription-based side and they're trying to feed the non-subscription-based side. But obviously the side that's paying you will take precedence. Do you think it's going to, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. Obviously, if you can get $30 a month or whatever it is for someone to pay you to see your private content, I'm more thinking like, what do you guys, because the Hardscape community, I feels like I don't feel like there's a roofing community or a plumber community, or maybe there is.
I think there is. I'm pretty sure. There is? I'm sure. Yeah. Just we're on they probably think there's no Hardscape community.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. So do you guys think that's going to change the community, though, that everyone's putting everything behind paid walls?
Do you think the community's splintered? Now there's a bunch of sub-communities?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is like a new trend. It's more like, what do you project this to do to the community?
Well, if you're putting yourself behind that firewall, you're inviting less new people to come on board, right? Because someone who's just finding out about you is less likely to pay for you, right? So you're capturing maybe the monetary side of people who already know what you are, but you're not inviting anybody new in
But if
necessarily.
you're charging $30 a month and 1,000 people are behind it, do you even give a fuck if anyone new
No,
follows you?
I suppose you don't, right? If you're happy with that.
Oh, just say you even make that less. Say you're charging $30 a month and 100 people are on your subscribed side. For $3,000 a month, do you care if anyone ever follows you again?
No, not necessarily. No, I mean, if you can go out and make that money, awesome, great.
For me, there's an argument I'd say that, okay, so I don't think I can charge anything for my content because my content is all just garbage. But if I could charge for my content, one of the things that people have always said to me is, how do you get anything from your how do you get any jobs sold?
Chad's out.
Chad's out. Kids are in. Kids are in. Chad's out. So for me, how do I, like, if I could make a subscriber community that was lucrative and wanted bagel content, right? And then I could take my Instagram and now convert it to no more bagel content, no more pizza reviews, and keep all that bagel content, pizza reviews, all the like stuff that I do behind the wall. And then on the other side of the wall, all I did was post stuff that might help us generate work. No problem, Chad. I feel like that might actually be advantageous to me to have both sides. Other than the fact I don't think anyone is going to pay to see whatever bagels I fucking have every day.
What if your bagel content was top of funnel? And then you just tease them with, imagine, see this content, imagine what's behind my paywall. And you tease them with that.
But I don't have anything better to put behind the wall. I've been looking at.
You do have a lot of
tease
insight.
them with
the bagel content, and then behind the paywall, it's the pizza content.
You're saying so what Chad's essentially getting at is he's saying I have insight and valuable content, so I could run a value-oriented subscription side to my Instagram account.
Yeah,
and then I could continue to run a garbage bagel pickle fucking pizza eating side of my other account.
Yeah.
And then you're right. I can funnel people from my no value content and say my value content's behind the wall.
Well, did you notice there's flip side now? Did you guys get that? Yeah.
I have flip side. Yeah.
So now you can have
flip side.
It's with Instagram. It's just like private.
Key. If you open up your homepage, there'll be a little key in the bottom corner. Really? I thought about, remember I started that account that's
yeah. There's a key in the bottom corner.
Drain the swamp.
Yeah. Flip side. What is this?
So it's just, you can start a whole nother account and invite people to it and they can see your flip side. Do you remember I started that account called
was it the Drain the Swamp account?
Yeah, it's called it's called King Paver 01.
Okay.
So that account, I thought about making my flip side account and only inviting certain people to my Landscape Conspiracy Theory account. And then also having a paid wall. So now I have a paid wall and a flip side. And it's like, man, Instagram is going to become a lot of work. Like, this is fucking crazy. It seems like a lot of work. I don't even know how many people. Oh, this account has 87 followers now. And I only made 3 posts.
I like the latest post. The only comment is, what?
Where's that?
Your most recent post, beware the false prophet, # not my guru. And the only comment is, what?
But is the Landscape Daddy not the flip side of Natural Design Landscapes?
Right.
Well, that you could have made that the flip side now.
Yeah.
Is it too late? Like,
no.
Can I link these things?
I don't think so. Because the only people that can see the flip side are people you invite. And that's the one, like, you're not getting any followers on it. You're just inviting people to your flip side. I guess, like, I think that what would be interesting about it would be, let's say I have a personal account that has my kids and shit on it and my family and my dogs and whatever. And I mean, it doesn't have very many followers, and I'm not interested in a bunch of Hardscape people following me on that account because I don't know them. It's not hardscaping. It's not even bagel content. It's literally like my kid playing soccer or my kid playing hockey.
Yeah.
Or our dogs or whatever. So I guess what I could have done now was like started that as a flip side account and then only invited people that I wanted on that account to see those pictures. Maybe that's the point of it. I feel like the flip side account, people are going to spend a shit ton of time on it and then it's all just going to get deleted. I feel like it's one of those options that Instagram's going to be like, yeah, this is fucking stupid. We should have never done this. Kind of like the whole IGTV thing. You know, people got heavily invested in that and then they just deleted it one day. This isn't working for us. Fuck it. It's taking up too much server room. Gone.
Yeah.
Like
Gone.
Yeah.
So would you start a subscription? Like, would you put the Landscape Daddy account on a subscription based service and put it behind a firewall for $30 a month, Chad?
If you can make it, why not? But I don't think I'm offering anything unique with Landscape Daddy. You know, like I don't. If people subscribed, it wouldn't be for the long haul. That's for sure. They'd give it a go for a month and be like, "This guy's fucked."
Maybe they would love it
back. You know, like
maybe they would fucking love it.
Yeah.
Maybe what I feel like if I started that kind of thing, what I would have to count on is a lot of people signing up initially and then never checking their credit card statements again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And forgetting
like
they ever
the gym. Yeah.
Yeah. I could be like the gym of Hardscape Instagram.
I think that's Fit for Less's whole business plan. Is that they get you in for $20 a month. It's such little money that they don't care if you never go.
Well, that's just it.
Right?
They sign up more people than what their actual capacity is.
Yeah.
Legal capacity, because they know the percentage of people that'll actually come.
Yeah. Yeah. So you could.
They know their numbers.
They know their numbers.
They probably have great software.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part of the presentation today, Mike? What do you think you learned? What speaker do you think you learned the most from?
I've heard both of those kind of presentations. Did I learn something like brand new? Not really, but it's always interesting to see like a new approach or to be shared like the inside of like a marketing company. To hear something like 3% of leads that come into your website are the ones that actually contact you. So to hear the statistics like those, that's what I like the most.
Yeah. You are a numbers guy.
I guess I am. What was your favorite, PK?
I like the question and answer thing that they did. I thought that the three guys they had up there were clearly successful people that were well spoken and had a lot of good answers to, you know, they were asking them mistakes they made in their business and different questions like that and things they did well in their business. And I just feel like there was some good information there. I thought that they did a good job. That was the Wood Bully, George Yavari, and who was the
Kevin from NFDI?
Kevin, yeah, he was a deck guy. So fuck. There was two deck guys up there though, which is kind of like, poor George.
Poor George.
You know, fucking up there is
holding his own.
A hardscaper holding his own against two deck guys at once.
I think he held his own pretty good though.
George, yeah, he did a great fucking job.
He knows his stuff.
Well. Yeah, he's been down the road. He's been grilled.
Yeah,
he was ready to take on the deck world. I like that part of it. I did like the first presentation. And I think I mostly like that guy because he was making a lot of like veiled comments about having to move to Costa Rica to get freedom and get the fuck away from COVID people. Like he made quite a few comments at the beginning about this is me in Costa Rica where I had to live for 2 fucking years. Like, I don't know. Do you remember that, Mike?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
At the very start of the presentation, there was a picture of him and his kids standing there. And he's like, I had to move to Costa Rica for 2 years because of like I guess he was an anti-masker, maybe, or something. I don't know.
No, I missed that. I guess.
It was subtle. It was very subtle. But
Okay.
he did make a clear point that, you know, that he was not a.
I tend to miss subtle cues.
You were too busy. You were too busy staring at the numbers.
Yeah, I guess so.
You were too busy staring at all the numbers he had up there. So he was also much like the guy from Permacon saying that if you don't answer the phone, that lead has like a 4% chance of actually going anywhere after that or something. He was also on that AI train of getting AI to answer you. Have you guys heard about the Air Canada thing with the AI?
Yeah,
No.
someone got sued. Air Canada fucked something up.
And so Air Canada has had an AI bot answering questions, and someone asked, "Can I refund this ticket?" And the AI bot said, "Yeah, that would be no problem." So they bought the ticket or whatever, and then they tried to refund it, and Air Canada said, "Yeah, you can't do that." And they had the conversation with the bot, and they said, "Well, the bot, like your own people told me that I can refund this ticket." And they said, and Air Canada told that person, "We're not responsible for what AI says." And so they took Air Canada to small claims court for $648 or whatever this fucking ticket was, and they won. So Air Canada took the bot down immediately because Air Canada can't control what the fucking bot says.
Can't you alter the program?
But I don't know. You're going to talk to me about programming AI?
I don't know.
I feel like that's a far reach.
I don't know. We just spent what $60 million on an app that.
I thought it was $600 million.
No,
was it 60 million? Okay, I don't know.
As if that's not enough.
Like what a mess that is. Have you heard like the auditor speak about it?
Yeah, he's ashamed. Like they're embarrassed to go any further with it, right?
She said she's never seen in her however many years she's done it. She's never seen such a mishandled situation of funds and not even knowing what's where and why the funds are moving around.
So the people that got blamed for this, that got thrown under the bus, are trying to shift the investigation because they're like, it's not fair. We didn't even get interviewed about it and stuff. It's like, you're all fucked. So it's what a fucking nightmare.
Once this investigation's over and like if it's whatever comes of it is like bad or there's laundering or whatever, all those liberals that voted no for this audit should be out of politics.
But they
forever.
won't be. They won't
I know.
be. Like,
I know.
There's no repercussions for anything that happens.
If you vote one of those people
system
back into office, your problem.
Your problem. But you still get a vote, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody gets a vote.
But who knows? It's guilt, innocent until proven guilty. Maybe it comes back and everything. This app that doesn't even work and
and it got
would
hacked.
take somebody a week to be able to put together. Maybe it does cost 60 million. Who knows?
It got hacked, and everyone in Canada's personal information got stolen. Anyone who used that app, it's been hacked multiple times, and all their personal information is fucking gone. Like it's not even protected. Like we never used it. We didn't travel when it was a requirement because I was uncomfortable with the app. So we never used it.
I had to use it twice, I think.
Your information is stolen from somewhere.
Yeah. My DNA and everything. They probably got it all by now. In China, there's probably a clone of me floating around doing hardscapes and
they're using
monetizing
your thumbprint to get into some nuclear facility. Use Chad's thumbprint from the Orion app. Your retina scan.
Yeah.
So you just hold up the phone. You can use his retina scan to get in here and release the next fucking COVID from the.
This podcast is getting fucking taken down.
Oh, so yeah, we're all getting audited.
Yeah.
What's the difference between Wuhan and Vegas?
What's the difference?
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Oh, that's terrible.
Well, I just saw that joke the other day, and I was like, "That's pretty funny."
Yeah.
It's what's that?
Have you guys seen this?
No. What is it?
What do you think of this video?
It looks like an AI generated video.
It's an AI generated video. The first of its kind.
What do you
Really?
mean the first of its kind?
So ChatGPT just released this Sora, it's called. Each like image generator and each of its own like engines, they have its own name for it. And then this is Sora. They put this prompt in. A stylish woman walks down a Tokyo street filled with warm glowing neon and animated city signage, and it produced this video just from that.
Long red dress and black boots.
Yeah.
So one day they won't need actors anymore because they're just gonna.
Isn't it incredible? Even this historical footage of California during the gold rush, and it generated this.
Nice.
I don't think it is nice.
I do.
I think it's dangerous.
What are you gonna do? You got to wear those Apple goggles anyway soon.
That's true.
For something, you're gonna be driving the truck with your Apple goggles on, and
that's true.
it's gonna be telling you what's 10 cars ahead. And
this is funny.
And step printing scene of a person running in a cinematic film shot in 35 mil.
And they're running backwards on the treadmill. Yeah.
So and I mean, really, if AI takes over, I'll be part of the first wave that gets slaughtered. So I don't need to worry about it.
No.
Like, I'm not going to be one of, like, you see these movies, these apocalyptic movies with these survivor people wandering through the trees. I'll be dead. I will never be that person. I'm fat. I'm slow. I'm old. I don't have that kind of will to live. I'm not going to forage for berries in some tunnel fighting off a bear with 5 legs. Like, it's just not me. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Like, I'm not.
Well, I don't know if you pay your carbon tax, you might never see a bear with 5 legs.
As long as your social credit score is high enough, you'll be saved.
You'll have a space in the bunker with all the other liberals.
Didn't Trudeau spend like $5 million building some barn on his property or something?
$6 million.
That was
renovate
a
barn.
But they're saying the barn is actually a bunker for him and his family. Well, I guess him and his kids. His wife could die because they're not together anymore. You're out of the bunker, Sophie. It was nice while it lasted, but you're out of the fucking bunker.
Like, what is the prime minister's salary?
$170,000 or something. 200.
He's able to afford that. That's
but plus,
bro, he was worth $10 million in 2015 when he started this shit show, and he's now worth $84 million.
Well, yeah, he just got $56 million in kickback from a fucking ArriveCan app.
We are shut down. That was the comment, Chad. We were implying it. You specifically said it. We are now shut down.
Yeah, this is not gonna fly.
Oh, here, how much money has he laundered through fucking Ukraine? Like,
Ooh. Mike, you guys, you're gonna have to heavily edit this episode.
This episode's gonna be. Have you guys watched any of the Tucker Carlson interview? There's a part of it where Putin starts talking about how Poland not giving back some city to Germany was the cause of the Second World War or whatever, and there was no choice but to take it back. And Tucker Carlson's like head is cranked, and he's looking at him, and he goes, "Well, and then they wouldn't give them the city back, so they had to. They fought for it." And Tucker Carlson's like, "Yeah." That's a fucking funny part of the interview.
It's pretty wild that Putin brought up the Canadian, the Ukrainian getting a standing ovation in our parliament. Putin specifically brought that up
because it's terrible.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even better, now they've actually proved that it was Trudeau who invited him. Or he invited him to a different, I don't know. He invited him somewhere specifically. So like before, when Trudeau was like the Speaker of the House invited this person, so he has to step down. Like it's exactly the same thing, whatever Trudeau did. And it's proven. And he's like, no, it's okay when I do it. I'm okay to invite Nazis.
How hard, it is not hard to think, okay, it's a Ukrainian who fought against Russia. When could this have happened? World War II. Oh, the Russians were on our side. Like it is. It takes like a elementary school level of knowledge of World War II.
Well, he's an elementary school teacher.
Oh,
Do you
my
think that
goodness.
do you think that Trudeau gives elementary school teachers a bad name?
Oh, he was an elementary school teacher too.
Yeah, drama teacher. It definitely makes them seem like they're not smart. Having him be sort of a very front representation of elementary school drama teachers, like it's definitely not good for the profession.
No.
Having that guy out front of everything. So I was reading something today, and he's given so much ammunition to Ukraine that in Canada, if someone was to attack us, which I know is unlikely, but if someone was to attack us, the army only has 3 days of ammunition left
Wow.
because he's given the rest of it away. And he was like, "Yeah, but no one's going to attack us." I'm like, "Okay, perfect." Like,
Great. Yeah.
fucking
Great.
crazy. Like it's
Wow.
you know who does drop and support him, don't support him. You got to admit, the guy drops some serious political ads. Have you seen any of Trump's like political ads? They
Not
are
lately.
you should they're badass ads. I'm not saying you love the guy, don't love the guy, whatever your feelings is. You got to admit the guy's got some kick-ass marketing.
I heard he put out the Freedom Shoe. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So imagine Andy's hat and Trump's shoes. Freedom from head to toe.
Freedom from
That's
head-
great.
Those shoes, he sold them $400 a pair, and now they're selling for $45,000 online or something.
Yeah.
Wow.
Already. It's
Speaking of freedom, we have a freedom guest coming into the show here.
Is he ready?
He's
Is
ready.
he ready? Perfect.
We'll bring him on. It'll take a bit to load here, so we can talk in the meantime while it kind of pulls up.
Maybe he can read us some American news. Some good old-fashioned American news that we can't get over here.
Jeremy, can you hear us?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Oh, that.
How's it going, Jeremy?
Hey,
Look at that
just
hat.
enjoying freedom.